Tron Ares is finally here, and I feel like my take's gonna tick some of you off. Welcome back to Sam Talks Nerdy. Hope you're happy, doing well, dominating life, crushing it. This is my review of Tron Ares, as always. Positives, neutrals, negatives. Let's get into it. Positives. Kicking off with my positives, the visuals, just as always. The Tron films just bring it. And when it comes to visuals, the grid vehicles in the real world, the chases, just everything in this movie looked awesome. I love seeing all the different grids. My favorite has to be the Tron 1982 grid. Yeah, I know I knocked on it a little bit, but it looked awesome in this movie. I'm watching and I'm like, wow, they did a really good job with the original grid. It looks exactly like how it did in the original movie, but like a bit better. And plus, there were actual light cycles. I want one so bad. Even the CGI vehicles look so lifelike. Like my favorite has to be that huge ship M looking one that appears in the real world. My next positive has to go to Ares. Look, I'm not a Jared Leto lover or a hater. I don't have any issues with the guy. I don't feel anything about him. But I knew the second he was cast for Tron Ares, it was going to turn off a lot of people. Which I think is kind of unfair for this movie because, Tron needs a win, and they really shouldn't let one actor impact it. So I went in with neutral expectations of knowing I'm either going to like Jared Leto in this or I'm not going to care for his performance. And this might be a hot take for some of you. I liked his performance. I found this story arc rather charming. Yeah, a very cliche of the emotions being becoming human, but it just I rather enjoyed it. Yeah, it was very Terminator 2 esque or insert example I'm not thinking of right now. But yeah, I liked it, and I'm kind of curious to see where his character goes next if we do get a follow up movie, which I will talk about here in a little bit. The music was bumping. I did not think anything could be as good or top Daft Punk's soundtrack in Tron Legacy, but Nine Inch Nails did a pretty good job. Like, it's not as good or better than Daft Punk's soundtrack, but it's just below their soundtrack, if that makes sense. I'm watching a movie and I just found myself just kind of vibing, just kind of, just swerving in my seat, just kind of just jamming along to the soundtrack. Another positive I have is that this movie introduced some very interesting concepts, but especially the concept of how each company establishment has their own grid. So there isn't just one big grid. It's there are separate grids that can, I guess, cross over with each other, judging by the movie. I also liked, how each grid has a distinctive style. So we have, the evil red grid, then we have the good blue grid, then we have, Kevin Flynn's personal grid. I guess that's what it is, because we have the bad guy company having the red grid, and Com has the good guy grid, and then I guess whatever the third is the neutral grid. I don't know, but just I find that concept pretty interesting, and I think it finally made me understand the purpose of the grid. I think Jeff Bridges was amazing as always. I'm glad they found a way to bring him back, though. Judging by the concept of there being separate grids, I'm curious as to how he got from the Tron Legacy grid to the 1982 grid. That's not really clear to me. Did he get transported there after he died, or did the Legacy grid get converted back to the Tron 1982 grid? Just that, yeah, that wasn't really clear to me. But by the way, I still love his performance. I did enjoy some of the commentary on AI, because that might be a hot take. And if you really think about it, in my mind, Ares represents the good part of AI, while Athena represents the sort of bad part of AI. Because well, AI is a hot topic issue right now, and I just found that pretty interesting that they include some commentary about AI and how it can be used for good and bad. My neutrals. Kicking off my neutrals, Eve. Look, the only issue I have with her is that she felt like Sam Flynn at times. Like when Sam was breaking into Encom at the beginning of Tron Legacy, like I got those kind of vibes from her, especially in the beginning, how she's looking for something, and then she's having to battle the rival company. And who knows, maybe this was the original plan for Garrett Hedlund if he ever came back for the Fall of the Tron Legacy, but he couldn't do it, so they got someone else. Who knows? I didn't really care much for the main plot. Like, so with Ares, interesting. The sort of corporate espionage plot or competition, I couldn't really care about. I did find the stuff with Evan Pierce's character pretty interesting, especially with where they take his character at the end, but then again, I will talk about that here in a little bit. Next up, not enough of the grid. This is the first time a Tron movie has spent most of the movie outside of the grid, and we go in there for a little bit at a time. And I was curious how this would go, and I wish we spent just a little bit more time in the grid, or they found a way to have the whole movie be in the evil red grid, and then have to get to the blue grid or something like that. Because, like, isn't that what we all come for with Tron movies? To experience the grid. Negatives. This might be a weird one, but Cameron Monaghan. You have him in the credits. You have him like in a casting announcement, and you have him and appear on some panels and interviews, and he's literally just a cannon fodder program who gets like 2 minutes of screen time and then he dies. Kind of a waste. And for my final negative, the ending. It really annoyed me because it sets up a lot that we might not get followed up on if this movie isn't a success. Like, there is a chance, and I think they know this, that history could repeat itself with Tron, and like Tron 1982 and Tron Legacy, this film will underperform, and then years later, people will be like, "Oh my god, this movie is awesome! It's cinema." And then they'll be like, "We need another movie. We need another movie." And then that next movie might not follow up with what we got at the end of Tron Ares because it might be too late or things have changed. So they should have just ended the movie with sort of like an open-ended ending and not just be like, "Hey, this is where the next movie's going to go with Ares looking for Cora, and then we have Evan Peters' character becoming the new bad guy or taking the mantle of the bad guy from the first movie." And if if the ending was any different, then I would maybe feel a little bit different when it comes to my negatives. While Tron Ares isn't perfect, it still shows me that this franchise still has a lot of potential. So I'm going to give this movie an 8 out of 10. Is this the best movie of the year? No. Is it awful? No. It's a good time. That's honestly all you can ask for when it comes to a Tron movie. Just a movie to go into, get a drink and a snack, and just kick back and turn your brain off and just enjoy a good time. Like I said, I'm curious if history's going to repeat itself with this movie and how it's probably going to and how it might underperform in the box office. And years later, people will look back and be like, you know what? It wasn't that bad of a movie. We need more Tron. And then the whole process repeats again. Which I hope it doesn't because Tron has always been Disney's black sheep, and this franchise has so much potential. It just needs a proper win to be able to continue on. And that'll be it for this review. So if you're listening to this via my podcast, make sure to follow me on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you're watching me on YouTube, make sure to do the usual and like, comment, and subscribe. Now, originally, I was going to also do a review of Peacemaker this week, but judging by how my short of the season finale went, I think people have lost all interest with Peacemaker, so I'm probably going to forego a Peacemaker Season 2 review. Anyways, until next time, happy, stay well, stay healthy, and I will see you or talk to you next time. Peace out.